We're all right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this meeting of the HR committee. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome anybody who's listening online or watching online. We hope everything will go smoothly. Welcome you all here. We have any apology? I don't think we have. Have we? But
We have apologies from Councillor Mike Surrey and
Oh,
Councillor
okay.
Kate Weller recently.
welcome, Kate.
Thank you.
Nothing for punishment.
Gremlins are out. Oh, Sam, he definitely did, isn't
Have you said that already?
Apologise for repeating ourselves. Let's move on then. Any declarations of interest?
he? We had not been notified, no.
Thank you very much. Minutes of the last meeting. Has anybody got any questions? Can I assume them to be accurate? Anybody like to propose that one, please? Thank you, David. Thank you. And seconding. All those in favour of the minutes being approved? That's unanimous. Thank you very much. Recommendations, members are asked to agree the minutes. We've done that. So any questions or statements? We haven't had any sent to us. Any of you got any questions you'd like to ask?
No, thank you.
That you said before, Rob? No, good, thank you. Moving on then to item 6, public question time. Well, there are no members of the public actually in the room.
We've had none.
None sent to us, excellent. So item number 7, first aid payments. Yeah, you would like to introduce this one, or is it colleagues doing this?
Why do this one? You can do the next one. As per the report, across the council, we have, at the moment, 20 staff that are trained in first aid. However, at these 20 staff, only 4 of these staff were being paid. So it's £21.75, £21.75 each month. They were getting paid their salaries. This is a historic thing that's just happened. It's not something that was introduced by Wareham Town Council. A lot of these payments came across when staff came across from the previous council. So upon undertaking review, we've looked at who actually needs to do first aid training and how to make it fair across the organisation. So I've consulted with 4 members of staff that were being paid in payments, and they were happy for them to stop. So their last payment of those payments was in August, and going forward, they will no longer receive those payments. So this report is just a noting, but I'm happy to take any questions. Anybody have any?
Any questions?
And the reason was just noting is because it didn't form part of
Good. So can I propose we note that this is happening?
Can I just ask a question? Do you have a defibrillator? Something,
We do.
something that can.
just outside the doors.
Isn't that
Have we ever had to use it?
long way back?
We've got one at the beach office as well, so we've got 3 of our sites. But I know there's one at Brookville, I believe, so in 4 of our sites.
Good, excellent. So can I propose that that's noted? Can somebody second that?
Yes.
Thank you, David. All those in favour of noting that? That's unanimous, thank you. The next item on the agenda is car park permit payments. Ian, are you going to take this one then?
This is very similar, members, to the item which we just discussed, day payments. And it relates to an arrangement which was in place when the staff came across on the 1st of April 2019. For those members who have been involved in Weymouth for a while now, they'll be aware that when the offices closed in Weymouth and the staff transferred up to Dorchester, they introduced free parking permit for those staff to allow them to get to Dorchester by train, so they could park in the storeroom and get to work when they needed to. When we transferred over, Dorset Council agreed that no staff could just continue to have those permits at cost, and that arrangement ceased in 2022. as the members of staff have to enter this lot of contractual arrangement as part of their terms and conditions. So to harmonise all of the arrangements across the organisation, which was one of our objectives when we did the reorganisation last year, it is we've consulted those staff, and the payments and the last payments relating to Department of were made, and they cover that period to the end of September, and then they will not be paying there.
And those members of staff have agreed that. Good.
They
Wow.
agree that
Good. Any questions? Thank you. And again, is this just for noting then?
it's-
So can I propose that we note that has happened? Did we second that? Thank you, Helen. All those in favour? Thank you very much. It's good to rationalise everything in this way and make everything a little bit more fair to all members of staff going forward. Certainly good. Thank you very much. The usual paper, work experience policy, item number 9. Who's introducing this one, please?
I shall do that one.
Thank you very much.
So, hopefully everyone's had the opportunity to read the draft work experience policy. We've always experienced a lot of requests for work experience, and in recent years, we've been able to take more and more of those on, both within the office and within the resort team. I don't think we've had anyone in green spaces as a work
Not
experience.
for a whole week, but sometimes
Yeah.
they're dipping in and out, so they might do one day resort and
It's a little bit harder with green spaces due to some of the health and safety implications. It's a lot higher risk than wrangling staplers within the office. It became apparent that because we were taking some more work experience students on, we wanted to ensure that both they and the council were protected by clear policies, and that managers were supported in making sure that the opportunities we can present for our young people within the town are useful, worthwhile, well managed, and comply with all required health and safety. So that is the reason this policy has been brought in.
Good, thank you very
I'm
much.
happy to respond to any questions.
Any
everyone.
questions on the policy? David?
How did we come to the number financial year? It's not a criticism, that's. So not a leading question. Isn't right, that's
The number of students.
yes, I read that correctly, it's 2 financial year.
To make it manageable
Yeah.
for our staff teams, because we're a very small organisation, because we don't have a finance team of 30 or, you know, and our resort team, our green spaces team are very, very busy out and about, and there's a lot of loan working within that. We need to just make sure that managers have time to still complete their roles whilst
Yeah.
making it worthwhile. If we can take more, we will. But what we need to do is just protect the existing workforce, because it is a significant responsibility and a significant time input for managers to properly manage a work experience. I don't want anyone coming to the council and it's a case of, you know, sit in the corner and staple these documents together for the whole week. We like people to come here, have real work experience.
In reality, sorry, in reality, is it a question that all the schools are doing their work experience around the same sort of time, or is it spread through it's a little while since I did mine.
And generally, it's been like June, July time, but what I would say is we do tend to have the same schools engage with us. So for example, Budmouth came to us last year and we had a placement in Budmouth. And because they knew that we hosted them, we then had that link. Also managers, we had 1 or 2 managers each year that go to Budmouth and we help with their work. They have like mock interviews.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have a couple of managers go, so because we engage in the school that way, but I would encourage it, and especially Councillor Dickinson, I know that you have links with.
I'm just going to put my hand.
Way Valley, things, All Saints, Way Valley, any other local schools, we really look to have some of their students run up this stuff.
The reason being, my daughter said her career's at Way Valley. When I was saying to her, do you want me to speak? I mean, obviously, they have got some students, but I don't think Way Valley students have sort of had the opportunity, and I wondered why. Or is it first come, first served, or is it?
Again, happy to engage with your daughter to speak to her about the opportunities that we have there, or even, like I said, we do support Budmouth, staff go there to talk to them. So again, we could arrange that again for Way Valley and All Saints. Or link there to.
That would be great.
We do careers talks at Weymouth College as well to the sort of slightly older students who have careers in local government. So it's something we do on a regular basis.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
And all three secondary schools, Joe, are part of the youth council.
Can I ask something? So if you said that we would take more as and when, do we need to just change the wording of the policy then to say we will take? Do we need to take the number out? Especially if we've got 3 secondary schools, and if we were to take one from each secondary school. 2.
And I was led to believe that schools actually do it on a staggered basis.
I obviously I used to work closely with the head of PSH when I was head of PSH at Way Valley. I'm involved in careers as well. So there are 2 schools in the town from the same academy chain that traditionally have tried to stagger, but more recently have ended up doing them on the same week.
Yeah, we haven't seen them being staggered, we haven't experienced this.
I mean, that would make sense really, wouldn't it, if they were staggered?
So they've got new SP this year, so hopefully they've got new leadership at the academy chain as well, very high up. So hopefully they will choose to stagger it, but if they don't, that's not our choice, is it? But I just wondered, do we need to specify 2? So, or do we need to put something like? Do we need to phrase it?
It's anticipated to be no more than 2 financial year, but we would consider.
Yeah. Something like that.
Any thoughts on that?
How will that work population in with status and resorts? It does seem to be.
I'm just thinking about it realistically. Like you said, they're not always staggered. When they do clash, you're only ever going to get potentially 2 anyway. But if it were increasing to 3, so we get 1 from each school, and if we can, I'm sure we'd be able to, but you just we haven't had that interest. But we would really know though.
Can I bring in Kate? Kate?
Thank you. Budmouth always used to stagger, but they have had a change of staff in those roles in recent years, so they may have stopped doing that. But they always did. And I just wonder whether, rather than putting a number on it, and it may be that you don't ever want more than 2 at a time, but for management, and you can specify that. And then just put in as capacity or resources allow. And then you're not stuck, so if somebody comes along and is really, really anxious and the school say it's terribly important that we get them engaged and we build this night, that you're not going to have to turn them away. If you just give yourself that degree of flexibility. So you may not do it, you could if you really desperately wanted to, and if somebody.
Just to bring in that we also work with non-school based educational providers, those children who, for whatever reason, school isn't the best education with them. So we've had students who have been partaking in alternative educational options.
Alternative provision, that's alternative.
What would we do if we had somebody who was home educated? Treat them in exactly the same way?
And with home education, we might be able to stagger because they're less tied to the curriculum.
Yep.
I think so, they alternative provision.
So, who would, any school, namely Way Valley, obviously, who would they contact to sort of get this up and running? Because
They can send it through to just the office and then what is particularly helpful for us when they come in is if people say which area they're interested in. Are they interested in resort and green spaces or finance or democratic services or just I'd like work experience and I don't know what I'm interested in? We can.
and if they wanted you to go into the school, would it say goodbye, go, they just.
You can have email the office email, then we can
Right, thank you.
I think, I know at DC, and it hasn't happened the last year or so, we don't think, but a number of members do have young people who shadow them to go along to meetings and so on. And, that's sometimes very, very boring. It's sometimes very interesting.
Well, we've had members of the youth council
Yeah,
shadowing
and-
councillors at the camp till 4 AM.
Yeah,
It's
it's something that you might, when you're talking to schools, to say, that there would be some members who would be happy to offer that experience for those who are interested.
And certainly there may be opportunities once we've got Tumbledown working with all its new facilities.
Yes,
So good, excellent. So we're going to modify the wording slightly.
Capacity allows instead of the numerical limit.
With those changes, maybe you'd like to propose that we accept this. Thank you. Seconded by David. All those in favour? That's unanimous. Thank you very much, everyone. Item number 10 is information items. A settlement update. Is there anything to add to what's already here, Jane?
No updates at all, Chair. I'm aware that the ballots have been sent out. I've received mine. And I know other members of staff have as well. So we just await, I think the last closing is the 16th of October. It will take a little while after that. And then we will know whether strike action is being closed or whether the default position of accepting the most recent final offer will be the way forward. We are hoping for a pre-Christmas resolution, however, but looking at what we think is going to be the resolution financially, it can be met from the budget.
So the present proposal is within your budget.
It is, Chair. It's, we put in 5% last year, which we helped improve now, and it will come into play.
Good, thank you very much. So we note that. Town clerk's appraisal, that we carried on with this morning and it is now well underway, so hopefully that will then lead to the cascade down to the rest of the staff in the office. Actions from previous meetings, you can see those which have been finished. Those that are in progress, on hold for capacity. Any update on that, Jane?
Well, the original skills audit was poorly returned. We did try again just after the elections, but we're going to try it again for the third time. We just weren't getting the returns back, but we're going to try addressing it on a more individual level, particularly with members to get forms completed. So that's the pride, the member of SLT comes up to you with the skills audit form.
They want to know whether I can wield a spade or anything.
Yes, we do, actually. You only just mentioned Tumbledown.
Okay, good. Then,
That's a chain gang.
yeah. In chains, yeah. Forward plan. Anybody got any questions, anything they see that, oh, I didn't know that, did those things? Yeah, that's all gone through, okay, good, thank you. Right, so that's the end of the open meeting. Inclusion of press and public under the Public Bodies Admissions to Meetings Act 1960. Members of the public and press are required to leave the meeting due to the sensitive nature of the item next to be considered relating to individual members of staff performance terms and conditions of service. Can you please agree that we exclude members of the public and press, i.e. turn off the magic up? Can we have a proposal?
Yes.
Thank you, David. Seconded by. Good.